It's the middle part of June in 1960. In the small town of Le Mans, France, it's business as usual here as in any other town. But underneath it all is an excited buzzing, an anticipation of the 24 hours of Le Mans automobile endurance race. Among the entries from all over the world were 3 cars carrying the American tradition. The local newspaper, Le Maine, announces the arrival in town of the United States Corvette team. Racing entrepreneur Briggs Cunningham is back at Le Mans after a 5-year absence, bringing with him 3 identically prepared Corvettes and a Jaguar prototype. Hidden away in this backstreet garage, the Corvette team makes final adjustments prior to their trip to the track. Alfred Momo and his New York crew have prepared the cars for battle and are here under the trained eye of Cunningham, along with the father of the Corvette, Zora Arcos Duntov. Pitted against the lighter Ferraris and Aston Martins, the Corvettes, at 2,980 pounds, are expected to have quite a challenge ahead of them. Momo had encountered problems preparing the cars and had sent the blue and white racers back to Chevrolet. The factory made several modifications, including complete new motors with newly designed aluminum cylinder heads for all 3 automobiles. The Corvettes did not appear to be highly modified. Yellow driving lights accented the otherwise stock-appearing front end. Other racing modifications included additional air ducting, an adjustable steering column, vented competition brakes, and a last-minute addition of auxiliary brake lights. The oversized gasoline tank had to be enlarged even more because the 37-gallon capacity would not allow the car to complete the required 25 laps between fuel stops. Deflector screens and additional louvers on the hood were installed, the former to assist in windshield protection, the latter to help in venting engine compartment heat. The headlight covers of the 3 Le Mans Corvettes were painted differently, red, white, or blue, so as to easily differentiate between them as they passed or entered the pits. They were numbered 1, 2, and 3. In those days, the racers were very streetable, and most were driven to the track from their respective garages. And on the way, as you might expect, they usually made a stop at the corner filling station for gasoline. As Duntov looks on, the tanks are topped off and the cars continue their trip to the racetrack. Duntov and Chevrolet factory mechanic Frank Burrell provided manufacturer support to the Momo crew. Much of the Le Mans racing circuit is actually public highway before and after race day, so here we see normal commuter traffic and a casual cafe operation a few days prior to closing the streets for the competition. Entering the Le Mans pit area, team manager Cunningham and Duntov exit the lead Corvette in front of the Chevrolet pits, with space provided for the number 6 Jaguar and the numbers 1, 2, and 3 Corvettes. One of the driver positioning circles for the famed Le Mans running start. One of the Corvettes pulls out for a preliminary course inspection. Under the Dunlop Bridge, past one of the notorious corner sandbanks of Le Mans, and onto the long Mulsanne Straight, where traffic is as usual 364 days of the year. Technical inspection, always a controversial part of the carnival that is Le Mans. Pre-race spectators look on as cars are scrutinized. Bob Grossman nervously awaits his turn with the inspectors with the number 1 car. It's race day. Thousands upon thousands of spectators and seemingly every police officer in France mill about the race cars prior to the 4:00 p.m. starting time. The Corvette team sits proudly, awaiting the command of their drivers. Pre-race festivities includes a parade of Chevrolets. A last-minute strategy meeting between Duntoff, Cunningham, and the Corvette drivers. And the race is on. The Corvettes get away cleanly. The aluminum head motors had been used for testing at Le Mans, but it was feared they would not withstand the brutal punishment of a 24-hour race. So cast iron heads with larger valves were installed for the race itself. A 4th Corvette, entered by the U.S. team Camarati, was driven by Lilly and Gamble. The team also fielded 3 birdcage Maseratis. Competitors flashed by a gaggle of gendarmes. The Camarati Corvette finished an unofficial 10th, but was not awarded that position because it did not complete the minimum number of laps. The Cunningham Jaguar into the pits for inspection and driver change. About 2 hours into the race, Le Mans was attacked by a torrential rainstorm. Kimberly and the number 1 Corvette, having completed some 32 laps, crashed in the poor weather. The car caught fire due to the use of a combustible solution in the windshield cleaner tank. The solution leaked onto the hot headers, resulting in the fire. Pit action was always frantic at Le Mans, particularly since the rules allowed only 2 people to attend the car at one time. Here we see Corvette mechanic Bob Zimmerman changing tires and adjusting brake drums as his colleague tops off the oil tank. Oil, water, or fuel could only be added after a minimum of 25 laps had been completed between stops. Here, 2 course inspection officials apply a seal to the oil filler cap as Zimmerman struggles to change tires. Briggs Cunningham, unable to assist materially, orchestrates his pit crew. Meanwhile, out on the racetrack, Ferrari and Aston Martin dominated the race. At one point, car number 3 lost coolant, and because of the 25-lap minimum liquid adding rule, could not refill. So American ingenuity came to the fore, and for the next 25 laps, car number 3 pulled into the pits each lap and received a cold water and ice bath until it could again have its radiator replenished. After the checkered flag, here are the ravages of racing. The number 2 Thompson-Windridge car completed 207 laps before retiring at 11:15 Sunday morning. It reached speeds of 151 miles per hour. The number 3 car of Finch and Grossman finished first in GT and 8th overall, its position boosted by Finch's extraordinary driving efforts in the rain. Of the 25 cars that completed the 24 hours, only Ferrari, Aston Martin, and Corvette appeared in the top 10.